#1 fan.
Right then, we have got this 2019 Crafter in the workshop. It's already been in before for diagnosis, so we kind of already know what the problem is, but we're going to tell you guys what the problem is and look into it a little bit further. So, like I said, this is a 2019 Crafter. It's got the 2-litre TDI. The engine code is a DAWA, which is 177 horsepower. The engine in this is very, very similar to the transporters, the T6 transporters, like the CXEB. The main difference is this is mounted longitudinally. So, is that a word, longitudinally? Longitudinal. So, all that means is rather than the engine being side on with the gearbox at the side, the gearbox is at the back, so the cam belt on this is at the front, which does pose a big problem to fix the problem that we've got, which is the EGR cooler. So on the transporters, they are known for EGR cooler problems. This obviously isn't any different. Coming in using a lot of coolant and causing running problems. So what we did to start with, we pressurised the coolant system. We left that pressurised for pretty much a full day. It dropped a couple of 100 mil, I believe, throughout the day. So obviously that coolant is going somewhere, and we soon found out where when we went to start it up. So we started it up, left it running for a bit. Inside this EGR valve in there, we'll put the actual video clip up, there's another little valve, and when that valve opened, basically all the coolant that had been seeping in from the EGR cooler has then obviously gone into the inlet, which is not good. You don't want water going in there, mixing with your air and going in your engine, because then it just started causing like a massive misfire. So pretty conclusive diagnosis, the EGR cooler is at fault. Now, I'd like to say you can see it down there, but because this is longitudinal, the EGR cooler is right at the end of this pipe, like right down there. Luckily, we have got a transporter on this ramp, having an engine fitted, brand new Volkswagen engine, because, well, that's a completely separate problem, oil consumption, but it gives us a better idea of the EGR cooler on these. So if you're looking at it from this side, this is what you can see in the Crafter. So this is the front of the Crafter, and then right round the back is this EGR cooler. So that does come off. Ooh. So the EGR cooler, it press fits into this cast plate, which obviously circulates the coolant through from the engine to the return up here, and inside there somewhere there's a leak. So Ruben's got a very nice job of actually removing the engine in the Crafter to get to this, to replace it. This is not the first EGR cooler issue we've heard of, but I think it is the first video we've done in it, so it might make people a little bit more aware if they're getting similar problem, losing coolant and obviously a bit of a misfire, then this might be a solution. So Ruben's just got the brand new part. I'm not going to touch it with my oily hands. For that one part, that entire engine's got to come out. Good luck, Ruben. Currently in the engine bay of the Crafter, so it's one brake manpower now. It's a lot. It's a lot of power. Get it on dyno. Anyway, all this has been removed just to access that EGR cooler. So proper pain in the bum job to do. Obviously, you've probably noticed quite a lot of soot around here. We have had this vehicle in previously because this pipe split, so exhaust gases were just going everywhere. So now we've got the engine out, we can actually get access to the EGR cooler, so we can get that taken off, get the new one on there. So it is currently 3 o'clock. Pretty sure this is not going to get finished today, but Ruben's got plenty to do, so we'll let him crack on and then we'll check back in when it's all back together. So everything is back together. We've got the new EGR cooler on there. Not that you can see it because it's that far down the back of the engine, so you're just gonna have to take his word for it. I suppose it's on the time lapse, so you have seen us change it. It's probably worth noting that this engine is only on 84,000 mile as well. So this is not like a super high mileage, and that's why the EGR cooler's failed. There doesn't seem to be a set mileage as to when these problems are occurring. Maybe it will become apparent the more and more that we get in the workshop. But for now, it might happen, it might not. This is all ready for the customer to pick up. We are going to get the old EGR cooler and set up a little bit of a test rig. So we're going to try and submerge that in some water, pressurise it, see if we can identify where the leak is coming from. If the leak is present, then we're going to try and open it up, have a look inside it, see if we can see anything. I'm a little bit sceptical as to if we're going to find anything visual. Obviously we know there's a problem there, but whether we can actually visually see that problem is another story. So might even try, once we've tried opening it up, if there's still nothing we can see, maybe just put it through a bandsaw and we'll just cut it open. So we'll get this back to the customer, we'll set up the test rig and we'll see what we can find. So I think we're going to end this video here with a failed test. Would you say it's failed, Rueben?
Definitely.
So we had rigged up this little test to pressurise the inside of the EGR cooler. So we're pressurising this side, which only coolant should be in there, which means it shouldn't pass through to this EGR port. Literally just about to get the camera out to film it because you could see the air and like loads of rusty rubbish coming out of this side, which means obviously it's leaking internally. But then just as we did that, this silicon that we'd blanked it off with basically exploded. I'm gonna see if I can get it up on CCTV just to insert into this video.
3, 2, 1, bang.
But as you can see, it's absolutely just covered Rueben in water.
Yeah, we're not testing it.
I'm pretty wet as well. So yeah, we're gonna end this video here, and that's failed. But just before, like I said, just before we managed to get the cameras out, we did see that cooler was leaking internally. So hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.